Fox News contributor Ralph Peters went on Sean Hannity's show where he and Hannity put their propaganda and hysteria into hyperdrive over Iran. Let's listen.
He is setting the groundwork for a desperate military strike, if necessary, against Iran's nukes. And meanwhile, Obama is so desperate for this deal, for his legacy, that he is willing to give Israel up. I mean, let's face it, if Israel disappeared from the face of the earth tomorrow, Obama would not shed a tear.
It's phenomenal that Bibi did this in the midst of an election campaign, probably a great political risk for himself, but felt that such a need before this ever would come to fruition. Do you think this alters this deal? In other words, do enough people wake up and say no? Do not make a deal with the Iranians. No, they cannot be trusted. They're anti-American. They're anti-Semitic. They're radical Islamists. They believe in this caliphate, and that giving them this bomb will result in the potential of a modern-day Holocaust. Will this be stopped?
They did it again. They can't help themselves. When you have no substance to contribute to the conversation, and you have no real information to share with your audience, what do? The modern-day Holocaust is coming if we don't attack immediately. Everybody, stop using your minds and listen to whatever Benjamin Netanyahu says. God, how sad is that? Because Hannity always portrays himself as this, conservative intellectual leader. And what's he doing here? Just flat out worshiping at the altar of Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, at his core, what is Hannity? Apparently, he's an authoritarian. Whatever the dictator leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, says, oh, yes, please, I don't want to question you in any way. Let's start another war and let's do it with Iran. And you heard him when he was going off about, these guys want a caliphate and these guys are radical Islamists. Sean Hannity might not know that Iran is currently fighting ISIS. Do you think he knows that? Do you think he understands that in Iran, they're Shiite and ISIS is Sunni fundamentalist, and they are trying to wipe out the Shiites? And in fact, on the list before death to America is death to Iran, according to ISIS? Does he understand this? Does he understand that in this imperfect world that we live in a fight between the Iranian government and ISIS, to not say, I'd rather the Iranian government prevail, is crazy. If you disagree with that, if you say, oh, no, they're the same, totally the same in every way, you're a silly person if you say that. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And this is what happens when you have unintelligent people weighing in on complex issues. He said, Ralph Peters said, if Israel disappeared, Obama wouldn't care. He wouldn't shed a tear. Then why did he give them Iron Dome? Iron Dome, which blows the Hamas rockets right out of the air when they shoot it at Israel. I guess he gave that to them because he hates them? No, you see, you have no answer for this. Or what about the fact that the former Mossad chief said that Obama, that's the Israeli intelligence agency, said that Obama was the best American president on Israel, period. Better than anybody else. Supported them more than anybody else. But no, Ralph Peters and Sean Hannity say no, because why? There's going to be a new Holocaust. So what do you want to do? They're working on a peace deal. They're negotiating so that Iran has no weapon whatsoever, and we loosen some of the sanctions on them. If you're not in favor of that, then what the fuck are you in favor of? Just starting another war right now? Or you want to start another war right now? So let me get this straight. Conservatives want us to fight in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Ukraine, and now Iran as well. Is there any place where you don't want to fight a war? I'm just curious. And remember, all of this fear-mongering has no basis in fact whatsoever. Because the entire premise of their conversation is that they want the bomb, and they're going to get the bomb, and they'll use it immediately if they do get it. But nip it right in the bud, because the first part isn't even true. That they're going to get a bomb and they want a bomb, and that they're on the way to getting a bomb. How many times have I trotted out here this IAEA or UN report. The 2014 report said, quote, IAEA shows Iran complying with nuclear agreement. Iran is reducing stockpiles of enriched uranium and granting unprecedented access. According to the International Atomic Energy Agency, which has released quarterly reports on the status of Iran's nuclear program since 2003, Iran is holding up to the terms of the interim agreement. Under the Joint Plan of Action, Iran agreed to halt the processing of uranium to 20% enrichment and convert its present stockpile of nuclear fuel enriched to that level into a form unable to be processed further. So, in other words, let me break that down in layman's terms. They 100% agreed that all their uranium is only going to be enriched to the point that it can be used for their power grid, their energy grid, for their citizens. That's it. That's all it is. But if you watch Fox News, you get this idea that we're in an alternate reality where Iran has the weapon, or they're going to get it in 13 minutes, and the second they get it, nuclear holocaust, be afraid. This I've heard this before. I heard it before the war in Iraq, when they were saying the exact same thing about Saddam Hussein. He has the weapon, or if he doesn't have, he's going to get it in 3 seconds, and when he gets it, he's going to use it immediately. Nonsense. If you listen to these guys and you take them seriously, I feel very bad for you.